Hey everyone, welcome back to Coffee with Crainer. I have Jeff Denomme here from the Haunted Zoo in Halo Heats. He's an entrepreneur in the area, visual artist, a lot of exciting things on the go. Very happy to have you on the show today.
Thanks for having me, man.
So first question I always ask, sometimes I forget to ask it on some episodes, but where in Windsor, Essex is your favorite place for coffee?
Oh, I mean, I'm a home coffee guy, but
Okay.
but if I have to go, I mean,
Yeah.
let's say, I don't even know. Let's say Cafe Amour. Maybe?
Okay, cool. That's a good spot. Yeah. Now, Jeff, you're involved with a few different things. Did Halo Heats happen before the Haunted Zoo?
No, so basically I don't know if that's the genesis of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It started when I was about 20 years old. I started a clothing company called Fathom Clothing.
Yes.
Which led me to be on like the Vans Warped Tour and have shirts on MTV, and it's like kind of pre-internet, start of the internet kind of era. For all these kids out there that think you can just click the phone and stuff happens, that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And so anyway, got on the Warped Tour, and then started sponsoring bands, yada yada yada. And then I went to school for graphic design at St. Clair College. Learned what I was actually doing, so I became a graphic designer. Once that happened, I said, "Hey, let's do this Fathom thing on purpose. Let's not just have random shirts." So then I started the Haunted Zoo with a branded collection of characters. And then I moved to Vancouver. I became pretty big in the art scene there and started curating shows and being featured artist in Whistler for the Teleski and Snowboard Festival. I had a snowboard design come in second place. Back when texting was, you probably even remember, but to get like a T, you have to go T.
Yes.
Or so all that happened. So I was doing this pretty heavily from like 2013. Then I stopped. I moved back to Windsor 2014-ish, and 15, 14, something like that, and started a company called Papa D's Hot Sauce.
Okay.
And was doing that, and that kind of took off. And then also at the same time, I do graphic design and branding.
Yep.
So that started to take off. Plus, I bought this house, the studio, renovated it, had kids. Like all this stuff was going on. I was always doing something creative, but it was just all over the place. So then COVID happened, and Papa D's at that point was already gone. And COVID happened, and my wife said, "Hey, why don't we start the hot sauce again? Because food's not going anywhere." And I was like, "Okay, cool, but let's rebrand it, recipe it, everything, so that it's like a new higher end brand."
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. And then that kind of took off, and it was unreal. Like it's going great. And then the one that got away came back. The Haunted Zoo organically, randomly started like inching its way back into my life, and it was like, oh, a concert poster, sure, that's cute. Yeah, let's do a cute little project. Yeah, that'll be fun for like a week.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, another one. Oh, a mural, 2 murals, 3 murals. Go to Florida to do a mural. Like it just started happening, and I was like, what are we gonna do? Like I don't have time to do all this.
Mm-hmm.
And like so we still do Halo Heats to a certain extent. But it might come back in a different form or get somebody else to come on or whatever. But I just didn't know when this Haunted Zoo thing was going to stop. I was like, okay, 2 weeks. Okay, 4 weeks. Okay, a year. Okay, 2 years. Like when do you? And I'm like, okay, let's just believe in it, And my wife was like, do you think you're going to get a third chance to do Haunted Zoo? And I said, I didn't even know I was going to get a second chance.
Yeah.
Right. So she was kind of like gave me the blessing, like, hey, let's run with this. Let's do this Haunted Zoo thing.
Mm-hmm.
And since then it's been insane. And like we have a kids book that just came out, and I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about the next thing that comes out, but something big is really coming.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's so. And then so with the Haunted Zoo, for those that are not aware, just explain to us what is it all about?
So the Haunted Zoo started you can see if you Google it, you can find me and find the journey and whatever. But you can see like the blend of Fathom Clothing and Haunted Zoo. Like there's some stuff out there that looks like Haunted Zoo but says Fathom Clothing on it.
Yeah.
So there was a time and a period where it kind of blended, and then Haunted Zoo just kind of took over. But I'm a branding and design guy. Like that's what I do by trade. So I wanted to create an art brand of characters that all were kind of identity logos on their own. And that's kind of what I did. But then I did that, and I was selling that on skateboards and to my peers, and like at punk rock concerts and things like that. And then it went away, like I said, like I stopped doing it. And then when it came back this time, I had kids, and I remember I had a bunch of paintings on the wall actually in the studio over here, and I brought them in the house. And my son, I think at the time was 4 maybe, and he was like, "Dad, what is that? That's like, how'd you make that so cool?" Or like whatever, you know. So I kind of explained it to him, and then I was like, "Wait a second, I'm in this phase of life right now, and I have these kids, and they're going to be in this world, and I'm like, and I'm just going to the park and seeing like how other people are and how other kids are, and you know, like that they might not be getting something from their parents or they're doing something bad, and I'm like, how can I use this? Like, 'cause everybody's like, oh yeah, Paw Patrol this or Peppa Pig, and I'm like, okay, cool, like yes, but from what I know, those people don't come from this like skateboard punk rock street world, right? Whereas I do. So I'm like, I'm in there, and I'm like, how can I help these kids, inspire these kids to think bigger, do more, not do the thing that they shouldn't be doing through art and being this cool like art guy instead of just like the, you know, whatever the one that you're supposed to be here, you know. Whereas like, and nothing against like those other artists, but like it wouldn't be the same. Like we have a school program called Be Creative, Confidence for Kids, and it's like I don't think that would translate as well if like someone just came in and was like just calm and said that we're gonna do these watercolors, and it's like da da da. Nothing against that, but it's not as like cool of a medium, right? Whereas we go into the school and we're like, oh, dude, we were like hanging out with these bands and we were on Warped Tour and we, you know, spray painted these walls and like spray paint, wow, you know, it's like this whole. It's all like we introduce spray paint to kids where they've never even had a chance to touch that.
Yes,
and it becomes this cool thing. And like when we did this at one of the schools, I got hired. It kind of morphed into this, like, because I got hired to do this mural out of school because they had a super cool art teacher and she was teaching them about street art, and they invited me to come in or hired me to come and do this mural in their school. Then we started chatting, like, why don't the kids help and why don't they fill it in? And I was going there to like inspire these kids in my head. And I was like, yeah, whatever, like it's cool, but like whatever, no big deal. And then when I got there and when the whole thing started and we're doing the assembly, like these kids like inspired me so much. Like it was insane. Like I would cry. Like I would honestly cry like almost every day because I'm gonna cry right now. These kids would come up to me and they'd be like, Mr. Denomme, I made you something, you know, and they draw their own haunted zoo animal and they give it to me.
Yeah.
Or like they would say, thank you so much. You know, one kid actually, the principal was like, I'm not gonna say his name, like Mark, that's not his name, but like, you know, like his mom called and said that you like transformed this. A different kid came home.
Yeah.
And he wants to like paint the basement and all this and whatever. And I was like, oh, awesome, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then the dad actually came.
Now he's drawing on the walls.
Yeah. But the dad came that night to pick him up, and he came in and like shook my hand and was like, thank you so much. Like you've inspired my son, and like, and I was like, oh my god, this is for me now. Like it's so then once that happened, I was like, oh, okay, we need to like make this into a program. This was just like a one-off thing, but like to see, and even the teacher that did it was like, I've been teaching for 30 years. This is by far the coolest thing that we've ever done. And I was like, oh my god, okay, let's keep the train rolling, you know.
Yeah. So yeah. And where's the inspiration behind some of the characters and the design work that you're doing? Like looking behind us, there's a lot of different characters. Where do you get the inspiration from?
Like, I mean, if you can't tell, now you can. But a lot of the characters, not all of them, but a lot of the characters come from the kidney bean shape. Yeah. The bee and the bird were like two of the first characters. So I've tried to like emulate that throughout the brand of trying to use either circles or kidney bean shapes. Mm-hmm. So some of them have just came of like, I've just been doing, I'm like, oh, this just works. Yep. Other ones come because of certain projects. Other ones come like the iguana. Here, my son's friend is into reptiles. So I was like, oh, I'll make him for his birthday. I was like, oh, I'm going to make him a character in the haunted zoo. So this is Emil the iguana, and now he loves it, right? And this is like 2 years ago or something. So now like even this year, like he wants a shirt for his birthday in color this year, and like so he's like part of the haunted zoo. So now these kids that are in my orbit and my kids' friends are like, whoa, this is so cool and I'm part of it. Or like even the book we wrote it as our family. So the kids in the book are my kids ish. They have different names, but like my son has little freckles, so like the one bee has little freckles, and my daughter wears little bows in her hair. I mean, pretty classic, but just to differentiate each person.
Okay.
Right?
I see that now. Yeah.
So it's inspiration can kind of come from anywhere. Whether it's like needed for a project or whether it's just one day I walk in and I go, oh, wait a second, that works. Or like I could see things like just in the wild and be like, oh, look at that tree. And then all of a sudden I'll see something in the tree and be like, oh, okay, that's a goose. Or like, it's like, it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Where did your talent in artwork really come from?
I don't know. Who knows? And the funny part is I didn't do art. Like I was like a skateboard kid growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, so there was that world of art, and when I doodled here and there. But it was actually kind of funny because I went to school for graphic design. Or sorry, I went to school for heating and cooling for 3 days.
Okay.
And I came home.
My
mom was like, "How was school?" I'm like, "Oh, it was terrible." And she's like, "Well, don't go to that if you're not going to do it." And I was like, "Well, I don't want to do it. I'm just doing it because Dad said to do it." She's like, "Well, go tell him you don't want to do it." And I was like, "Dad, I'm not going to school on Monday. Like, I'm done. 3 days in."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay." Like, my dad's pretty cool with like he's the biggest supporter, but he's like, "Well, what are you going to do instead?" I said, "I'm going to be an artist." He's like, "You don't even do art." I said, I know, but I'm going to do it. So then I applied for graphic design school, and I didn't get in because I sucked at art. And I had to take a pre-course to get in the next year. So I got in the next year, and then but it's not about the drawing part for me. It's about like I'm definitely an advertise. I should be working at an advertising agency or something like that. My ideas are just like constant. It's a blessing because I can't turn it off. Everywhere I go into a restaurant, I go into anywhere, and I'm like, oh, that should be a different font. That should change. That the spacing's too much on that. Like it's awesome, but it also sucks because it's in my head. I'm like, oh, why do I gotta care if that's the wrong color?
Yeah.
But it's just I strive for perfection, and just because I do this, I don't think that you shouldn't do it perfect. Like nothing leaves here unless it's like approved and stamped. Like, yeah, that's good enough. Like I have clients that are like, oh yeah, that logo's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. Mm-hmm. We got to do this, this, and this, and just use it. No, you're not just going to use it. It's going to be done, and then we're going to use it.
Yes.
And
now, what part of your business right now is consuming you the most? Is it the mural side? Is it?
Well, the Haunted Zoo, like I said, it just keeps going, and like we thought it was going to stop, and it's not stopping. It's actually getting more, which is what we want.
Yeah.
It's like the first love, But like, yeah, I have a mural coming up in a couple weeks in Chatham. Wow. It's huge. It's 25 feet by 68 feet. So that's going to be a feat.
All spray paint.
All spray paint.
Okay.
And then we have this secret thing that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about yet. That's coming out. That's like the biggest project ever, but you'll see it. But
well, maybe when this airs, you're allowed to talk about it. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't even know what the rules are yet. That's how new it is.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just. And the thing is, like, the hot sauce is different because it's a product, and I think of the hot sauce as a product. Yes, it's me. Yes, I did all the branding, and yes, it's the label and the brand. It's like
the branding's on point. I think that's what catches your attention.
And that's everything I do in that brand. It's like everything looks great. Like I get to come out. Like when this comes out, people are like, "Why is Pepsi at the farmers market?" And I'm like, "No, it's just me." Like I've had people be like, "Oh, like, are you from Toronto?" And I'm like, no, I'm from Windsor. And they're like, "Oh, well, it doesn't look like." I'm like, I'm like, is that a compliment or is that I don't like. I mean, compliment to me, but is that a bad talk in Windsor? I'm like, there's good people here. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But like the branding is the number one thing that I would, and especially right now. I mean, I'm not biased, but I'm also not because I've been doing this for 25 years. But like the biggest thing right now is that like this whole Canva and this whole Chat GPT and yada yada yada, where you're wrong, but people are like, I made this. I'm like, no, you didn't make this. You said, give me a logo for pizza. Yeah. And then a pizza came up and you said, I made this logo. And you didn't because A, it looks like shit. Or you just around this. And B, it's not yours. It's not going to stick out. It's not a brandable thing. It's not, but you think that you did this thing. And I'm sure if you're starting a babysitting club making $14 a year, sure, whatever, who cares? No one cares. Do it. But if you're like this huge construction company and you think that's cool because you saved, $5,000, even though you make $1 million a second, but then you go and spend $400,000 putting stickers on all your cars. Pay the person that knows what they're doing. Like your brand is your face. Your brand is the most important thing. Like if you want to chat GPT your spreadsheets, go for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But get someone that's tried and true, and all designers aren't created equal. Like find somebody that fits your realm or whatever you're doing and work with that person. That person needs to survive as well. Mm-hmm. But I do find it funny that I do feel like that person that's starting a babysitting company making $14 a year is the one that goes for the custom stuff, and the person that makes $1 billion a year goes, give me just who cares?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Would you?
No, that's a fair point.
I'm like, would you put that sticker on your Ferrari? Oh, definitely not. I'm like, wouldn't you want one that you could put on your Ferrari since you can afford it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
would.
it's a good point because I think people like I appreciate that knowing that somebody, handmade the product, right?
Yeah.
Or it wasn't manufactured in a large factory,
Yeah.
right? So there's a certain feeling when you buy something and knowing that it was handmade, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's a lot of the reasons why people purchase like certain watches.
Yeah.
Because they're they're handmade by I think it's a watchsmith.
Not too sure.
Not too sure, but like things like that, right? For me, if I'm buying a piece of artwork, I'd rather purchase it from somebody who created themselves versus going to Winners and grabbing one of those prints that
You've heard it here first.
Yeah. I mean, some of them look great, but like you want to put it up on the wall and know like hours went into this product.
Well,
right?
and you're supporting an actual artist. Like, I mean, some of these things at Winners, sure, an artist made it, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a totally different thing. And like even like for the branding of the hot sauce, we were like out for 3 months, I think it was, and we got a message from Let's Make a Deal, the TV show.
Yes, I wanted to talk about
and,
that.
I thought it was a scam. I was like, and then we ended up contacting them and we said, well, how'd you even find us? And they're like, oh, well, we went on Instagram and we're looking for hot sauce. I'm like, how'd you find us in the sea of Instagram? And they said, we found you somehow and we want you because of your branding. So that's the thing I tell people too. I'm like, if you have good branding and a junk product, okay, you'll sell it once. If you have bad branding and a good product, you might not even sell it because no one's picking it up. And if you have great, oh, you're off to the races. You know what I mean? And a lot of people as well go, and I get it. Like money is always a factor. The money is always a factor, but it's like, in 6 months or in a year when I have all this money, then I'm going to redo it. And I'm going to say, no, you're going to be out of business in 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to have time to, like you can, sometimes it works. And like some products or companies, it doesn't matter really. But for ones that do, that are like, especially like forward facing, you need an awesome face, AKA identity or brand. And that's something that people don't value art at all, usually, but they also don't realize that all they do is consume art all day. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, I'm not paying money for art. I don't even do art. And then they go home and watch 16 movies and they listen to the radio the whole way from work and back to work and podcasts. And you know what I mean? It's like, that's all art. Mm-hmm. And then they go on vacation and they go to Chicago and they go to the Bean and take a picture with the Bean. And I'm like, you just did all art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, fair.
But if you told them that it's going to cost them $5 to do all that, they'd be like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Even though they might already be paying another way.
No, fair. So. Now, for somebody that's looking to enter your industry, which, I mean, you wear a lot of hats, right? But let's just focus in on entering, becoming an artist, right? Whether it's graphic design, being a muralist, painter. Do you recommend they go to school first or just go out and start it?
I don't know, because I kind of have... So I'll just tell the story. So I was already on the Warped Tour, already selling shirts, already doing this stuff. And then I stopped to go to school because I was like, I should probably learn how to do graphic design for real. Because I was just doing it with pencil and bringing it to the shirt shop and be like, make this into a shirt. And then I went to school for 3 years. I'm a way better designer for it. And I have way more skills and everything. But as I was gone, that ship kind of sailed a bit. And then to get back on the ship, it was kind of like, and then I kind of went a different way. But I was like, I went to school to do the thing that I wanted to do, but I was already doing the thing that I was doing. So I don't know what the answer is. Would I have these other opportunities? Probably not. So I don't know. I don't know the right answer. Like you just have to like live life and find out. But I mean, going to school I think is always a good thing. Like education is never a bad thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Did it screw up my trajectory? Maybe, but then I wouldn't be on this trajectory, so maybe this is where I'm supposed to be. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't predict your steps in life.
I'm happy. I'm happy right now. So,
yes.
so I mean that's good.
Yeah. What fuels you every day? What gets you up in the morning? Is
like my kids coming in my bedroom and jumping on me.
Yeah.
No, like I enjoy my life.
Creating? Like, is that
Yeah, and then also why I can't go to bed at night because I'm laying there going, oh, what if it looks like this? What if it looks like that? What if I move that? Like it's a constant thing. But this is my life. Like I live this every day. I don't work at all, but I always work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to create things. The creative juices are always going, always
Mm-hmm.
going. I can think of like if we were sitting here having, it's a little different in a podcast because it's like the heat's on,
Yeah.
But like in a regular conversation, if we were just chilling somewhere, I would have, maybe not you in particular. I'm not sure how your brain works, but like in a group of people, I'll have like 32 ideas, and people are still trying to think of their first idea.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, how do you do that? Or some people get mad, like, oh, we're just gonna do all your ideas. I'm like, I don't know. These are just coming out of me. We don't have to do any of them, but until you have at least one idea,
Yeah.
these are the ones we're doing.
Yeah.
I wish I could turn it off sometimes because it keeps me up at night a lot of times. But I mean, the fact that I'm producing what I want, and that's like another good point about being an artist, is there's a lot of people that are like, I'm an artist, and they just do whatever they do, like 72 different styles. They're never really known because no one can recognize anything they do. Whereas I come from the Warped Tour world of like this rock star world of being, I'm this band or I'm that sound or I'm that whatever. So this is me being this rock star artist or whatever, right? Where it's like, I am the Haunted Zoo. This is my band. This is my sound. This is how I look. And I don't waver from it very often, or I have other ways that I do, like when I do design and branding. That's just me doing that for a company.
Yeah.
But the Haunted Zoo is me 100%. And everything I create, I do have other styles that I draw in, but I don't put it out in the world. I just do it.
And how would you what kind of style? How would you describe your style?
Like vector pop art.
Okay.
I'm not even really sure. Like vector pop art would kind of be, I guess, what you would call it, street art ish. But that's not even a real thing because there's all kinds of tags and graffiti stuff.
Yes.
But it's like skate, pop.
It's your own.
yeah, 90s skate.
You've created a new type of art.
And it's hard to stay in that lane, like because there is other things that I want to do. But I know as a branding identity guy that if you stick the course, people start to remember it and remember it and remember it. And I know what I've created, put up against what's out there. This is like top notch. Like this isn't even me talking about my art. This is me talking about what I see. Like we were just in Vegas a couple of months ago at the licensing show, and like Care Bears now look like this. I was doing this 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's catching up, and stuff's kind of becoming this, and I'm like, wait. give me my flowers, please.
Yeah.
Give me my shot at least before you take over.
Yes.
Because that's the thing that happens as well. Like especially with this, like I don't know 100% about the winners thing, but it's like the AI thing now. A lot of people, like my peers or whatever, are getting ripped off, and then it ends up in winners or it ends up online on some store. Like I didn't make that. That's my art. Why is that on there? And it's like, oh, because I made it because I said the words. I'm like, you didn't make it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like, I don't know. Go to graphic design school. I don't know if it's even going to be a thing anymore. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you create, and the difference is if this is my IP, no one can take this from me. Like, this is my IP. I've created it. It's been around for 20 years. If you're just like another thing as an artist, don't try and fit in. Like, everybody's doing this. I'm going to do that. No, because then you're just, you might not make it in that thing because there's too many people doing it. Also, you're not going to be happy if you're just chasing what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to stick out. Like, that's the whole point. Like, I find young kids are always like, oh, I want to do what Billy's doing, or Billy made it red, so I want to make it red. It's like, no, make it teal. Who cares? Like, don't try and fit in. Like, I'm never trying to fit in. If anything, I'm trying to not fit in.
Yeah.
Even when I'm supposed to fit in, I'm like, I'm not going to fit in, Mm-hmm. That would be the advice. And you have to have, wide shoulders or, strong legs or whatever the saying is. Cause like you get beat up a lot in this industry and you have to roll into this like super confident. You can't be hiding under the table and be like, yeah, my art's kind of good. It's pretty good. No, you got to come and be like, yeah, man, this stuff is top notch. Come in here, check it out. And when you're presenting,
really sell it.
Yeah. And have the confidence and be able to show, that comes with time. Like, was I like this on day one? No. But when you do enough, like a TEDx talk and an I Heart Van Art, and like you're on stage talking to people, and like as you do that more, and as you do more events, and more people are like, "Oh my god, I love this art" or whatever, you start to go, "Oh, wait, maybe it is good. Maybe it is good," and then you walk a little taller and talk a little bit better, and so it's not a day one thing, but I would say the biggest thing holding artists in general back is themselves. in reality.
Yeah, and being able to sell
And
what they're creating.
And I'm a designer. I would say I'm a designer and an artist, because it's a little bit different of a world. So I always kind of, and that's why I think I am a little bit more upfront and you know, dialed in, because I see it from a design standpoint. And design is supposed to do something on purpose, and art is supposed to be this whimsical, like, oh, maybe if it works, you know.
Yeah.
Where it's like I kind of meld the both, and that's what we're doing. I don't even know if I'm right yet, but
yeah, no,
I'm gonna keep going.
very, very exciting. Now, final question for you: What's next at Haunted Zoo and Halo Heats? Anything you're excited about that you can share? That you can share. Like, where do you want to take the companies? Maybe.
So the thing that I can't talk about, that we got this huge mural come up in Chatham.
Yep.
But what the Haunted Zoo is, what I'm trying to push for it to be, is I made a book because I want to make that as a storyboard, because I want this to be a cartoon. I want this to be a cartoon that can inspire kids to be better, do better. Also with that becomes all the merchandise. Like you're telling me these wouldn't sell, like all these stuffed animals at stores and on shirts and toys and toothbrushes and towels. So there's all of that as well. And if I can use these characters, especially, it's a lot different while it's now having kids. If I can use this art to inspire these kids to be better, I mean, why would I not? And the funny thing about this is that it's like the demographic is like birth to death. Like, when I'm doing murals, I always thought it would be like this 20-year-old bros coming up being like, bro, sick mural. But it's not. It's like 65-year-old couples going for walks after dinner, stopping by and being like, oh my God, thank you so much for beautifying the community. And oh, it's so cool. And I'm like, oh, I didn't have this on my bingo card.
Yeah.
Like, so it's super cool to see that even the limits that I put on myself kind of get transcended by just the real world around me. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, but overall, it's a fun thing to do. And I mean, they're cute. They're cute. And most people don't expect this silverback gorilla to be the one making these super cute characters, you know?
Oh, gosh.
So, but like, I had an art show in Vancouver years ago, and it was like I was standing next to these two ladies, and they said, I wonder if she has kids. And I'm like, oh, it's me. And at this point, I was like 25 or something like that. But they were like, "Oh, you're the guy that makes these like pink and green and purple characters." I'm like, "Yeah."
Know what they expect. Yeah.
So.
No, that's really cool, Jeff. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the future that we can't talk about.
Yes.
We
might be able to talk about it. I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, it's very cool, very inspiring what you're doing, and the focus on children and really tailoring it to that. When I have if I have kids one day, maybe I'll be in Walmart and I'll grab a plush Haunted Zoo stuffed animal.
I hope so. Or just come by the studio. Get one from the guy.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
No problem.
Really appreciate your time, and hopefully Jeff's conversation inspired a lot of aspiring artists and graphic designers, creators in the community. Thank you so much for watching.